Hey, how's it going? It's David again from Texas. This is the sixth video in a series I'm filming for you about this mass awakening that's going on right now in our country. And quick review on what happened on the last video is I talked about what happened to me um, in from about 2010 up through the present. And from 2010 to 2015, uh, apparently a series of events happened to me that I just ignored and uh, didn't. I don't even know what was sent to me, and I didn't pay any attention to it. I didn't know anything about it, and what I found out later is that anytime that you have anything that's reoccurring, if it's the same thing happening to you over and over and over again, then that's a message. You have to do something to address that and find out what's going on. And I didn't do it, and so I wound up having a major deal in my life where I had that scaffold basically slapped out from under me. I hit the ground, broke my back, and broke all those ribs, and broke my sternum and all that, and was really messed me up permanently. Uh, so anyway, having said that, I think if I'd have paid attention to patterns that happened earlier, I might could have prevented that from happening. And that's what I'm trying to tell you today is anything that's happening to you over and over again. I know there's a lot of people going through an awakening right now, and not just now, but next year and the year after, and the year after, it's going to go all the way to 2050. And by 2050, everybody on this planet's going to be awake. The ones that are left here are going to be awake, and that's a fact. And so, if you think that you're going to be around in that time frame, you might as well go ahead and get on the program. Or if you would like to be around in 2050, you might as well get on the program because the program, if you study it and look into it, you're going to go through a self healing process, and you're going to go through and you're going to heal all of your shadows, and you're going to heal yourself. And at that point in time, your body is going to start functioning much more efficiently. And there's some other things that are going to happen that we'll talk about later. But once your body starts functioning efficiently and you don't have these things wearing on you that cause your body to be ill, then you're going to find out that I think we're going to see that people on this planet are going to start living a lot longer. And I'm not the only person saying that. If you watch Sterling Psychic Medium on Sunday mornings on YouTube, or Sunday afternoon on YouTube, I think that comes on about 12 o'clock. That's when that airs on YouTube. Um, he says the exact same thing. He says that human beings on this planet are going to start living to be an average of 150 years old because they're going to heal themselves. And once you heal yourself, you're not going to age like you're aging right now because your shadows and your problems, unresolved emotional problems and stuff like that is what's causing you to age right now and causing you disease and distress and all that right now. And they send you signals by reoccurring events that they're trying to get your attention to get you to look into that to heal that problem. So anytime that you're having anything reoccur, then you need to look into it. And so I had back to this awakening process, and that's what's happening to a lot of people right now because people are not aware of this. There's not much publicity about this, and people are being called to come and help put videos like this out and do things to help the collective catch on to what's going on, understand what's going on, and become a part of it if you choose to. And that's what this is all about. And So I'm talking about what I came to talk about was a series of events that happened to me to get me to pay attention to this and wake me up because I had no clue about this, nothing. I'm just a regular old dude working out in the shop, building custom cars and hot rods and building motorcycles. I was drag racing motorcycles and that kind of stuff, and just a normal old guy. And then this started happening. Some stuff started happening to me, and then here I am today, sitting in front of you, telling you this story. And so we talked about what happened in 2015 about that accident I had and how it went on up into. I really started really noticing it probably 2023, 2024, and I started having a lot of problems in the shop with vehicles I was working on and stuff. And what finally came to my attention is that I had a some type of demonic energy sent to me from another individual, what was described to me as a coven of witches down in Houston, Texas, which I looked into and I mentioned some stuff about it on an earlier video. But so anyway, to make a long story short, I had this energy that was following me around everywhere I was going and was doing things basically to wreck my life. I, and I'm still not completely sure on all of this because that stuff's still going on right now. But one of the things I want to talk about that could possibly be happening to you if you're waking up right now, because I know that I'm not the only one that's going through this. There's a lot of people waking up right now. The people that are waking up right now are what they call light workers that are here to help the planet and to help other people become aware of what's happening and help them wake up. And so I didn't even know what that term was, a year ago. But apparently, my soul volunteered me to come and to do this job, and they're not like taking no for an answer. So if your soul volunteers, everybody's soul, when you come to this planet, you try to evolve and do better, and then when you cross over, you go and you sit down and go through a life review, and you try to decide, well, did you do what you were supposed to do or not? And that's all well and fine, and that happens because you're allowed to either make it or not make it. But in this particular case, there's not going to be any, you're not going to make it. You're going to do this. They're using pressure. They use pressure, and they'll use pressure on you to get you to do things. And this energy is it will use pressure on you, and I've noticed that they're flashing lights up here right now. I mean, if you see a light flashing, that's what's going on. Just ignore it. So they're confirming the fact that they're using pressure. When I said that and they flashed that light, that's what that is. They're confirming that yeah, that's us, and we're using pressure on you. And so they can use pressure, and that's what they were using. I had talked about. I had a bunch of equipment break down and quit working and all that. They were using pressure to cut off fuel supply to a carburetor, to carburetors and fuel and stuff like that. And on my lawnmower, they were using pressure to combustion engine, internal combustion engine builds pressure from the rods and pistons going up and down and stuff, and it has to have a vent to vent that pressure to the atmosphere. And they can stop that pressure. They can hold that pressure back, and when they hold that pressure back, it'll blow every seal in that thing. And that was what was happening to me. They'd hold that pressure, they'd cut that pressure off. And let me tell you, I checked that vent. That vent was clear. So somebody's holding that pressure back. Something is holding that pressure back and was causing seals to blow on my lawnmower. And finally, it wound up blowing up. After I replaced the seals, and I kept going, finally blew up the engine. And I don't know if they restricted the oil flow. Probably they used pressure to stop the oil flow, and it finally blew it up and blew out a main bearing in it and cratered the engine. So So they know how to do things. They know how to do things. And I told you the last video that the truth is always stranger than fiction, and that this story was going to get weird and unbelievable and stuff like that. But I've got to tell you this. I have to tell you this because if I don't tell you, it could be happening to you and you not know what's going on. And uh, they'll use pressure to get your attention. If you're going through a process and you're not like really coming around real fast like me, they'll start using pressure against you, against everything you're doing until they finally get your attention. And then you kind of fall into line and you start doing things that you're supposed to do. And that's what happened to me. And they can use pressure on your plumbing. They can stop the flow of water on your plumbing. They can stop the flow of water on your plumbing. They can stop your commode from flushing. They can stop your shower from draining. They can use pressure anywhere they want to use pressure. They can restrict the flow of water coming into your faucets and stuff. They can use pressure anywhere they want to use pressure. Anything that flows is what they normally work on. Anything that flows, like liquids that flow, especially liquids that flow, they use a lot of pressure there. And electricity, of course, they love to flash those lights. Man, they love to flash those lights. I just ignore it. They talk to you through that. They'll give you a little flash, give you a little flash when you walk in the bathroom. You know what I'm saying? Is that happening to you? Pay attention. They're telling you something. They use pressure on your body. They will use pressure on your body. They can stop you from urinating. They can stop you from defecating. They can use pressure to hold that back for day after day if they choose to. This is a true story. And if you say, well, man, you need to go to the doctor and get that checked out. Well, hey, guess what? I already did. Already did. And they will use pressure in that spot. I wouldn't be mentioning that right here on this video if I didn't think that uh, it could be happening to somebody else and you not know what's going on. You might think you're sick and you'd be running back and forth to the doctor all the time. I just came back, from having all of that colonoscopy and all that stuff done. Like, what's wrong? Guess what? Nothing's wrong. They're using pressure against me. They can use pain. They can turn that pain up anywhere. They can put pain anywhere on your body. They can put a needle stick or it feels like an ice pick stick anywhere on your body. And they talk to you with that. If you say something, they might give you a little. If you say something that they don't like, they might give you a little poke somewhere and tell you to cut it out. I pray a lot. If I pray too much and stay there too long, they'll start freezing my feet. Want me to quit. These are all things that happen to me that are unusual and could be happening to you too. And if they're not happening now, they might show up. It might show up, and if it shows up, you 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 heard it here, then you know what I'm talking about. So what do you do? What do you do? They've got this. It's what they call a demonic bondage. Is what they call it. I googled it. I googled it to find out what's going on. But they call it a demonic bondage. Is when they start doing that. Well, how do you deal with it? You got to take your power back. I did some videos on that pendulum that you got to call your power back. You can use that pendulum to call your power back. You can just sit there and say it. You can call your power back. They turn the light off. You can use that pendulum to call your power back. They didn't like that. Did you notice they turned that light off? When I started talking about them using pressure to control you, the light came on. When I started talking about how to defeat the problem, the light went off. You got to read what they're telling you. They're telling you something right there. You got to call your power back. You got to take your power back. You don't just, when you call it back, that's the beginning. You have to stand in your power and not allow that to happen to you. You have to take your power back. And that's what's going on right now. You have to stand up for yourself and take your power back. And that's how you solve this problem. Okay? That's how you solve that problem. And they can control that pendulum, and they will take it over. But you just keep saying that prayer before and after you use it every time, and it'll work. Use that pendulum to call your power back. You can just call your power back when you're walking, when you're standing. Something else they do is they make you sick to your stomach. They can make you nauseous. They can make you freezing cold, and they can make your temperature burning hot where you start pulling clothes off and stuff. They'll jack with me. They'll all of a sudden I'll be freezing cold, and I get up and put a sweatshirt on and go turn the heater on, and 5 minutes later I'm sweating. I go turn the heater off, take the sweatshirt off, just jacking with me, just jacking with me, just jacking with me. So they do all kind of stuff that will happen to you. That's the reason I'm saying that. They woke me up at a little after 3 this morning, and if they wake me up doing things, then pain or something, whatever they're trying to do at the time, then I usually say a couple of prayers before I go back to bed, and of course, one of the prayers that I say is I'm surrendering myself to the Most High for help with this problem. Okay, that's one of the things. I surrender myself for the Most High to take care of this problem. But the reason it's not going away is because there's something here that I'm supposed to learn. Okay, and there's something here that you're supposed to learn if you're going through something and you pray for it to be removed and it's still there, it doesn't go away. That's because that's a lesson that you have to learn, and you have to, it ain't going to go away. You're going to have to figure it out on your own. Nobody's coming to save you. You got to figure it out on your own. And that's what I'm here trying to do. I'm trying to help you figure it out right now, what's happening. These are the tools that they're using on this mass awakening. It's just getting started. It's really just getting started. And it's going to go on for a couple of decades. And you're getting to jump. If you're listening to this video right now, you're getting some information right now on how to survive it, how to be a part of it. And the key is to jump on board and raise your consciousness. Your consciousness is you want to raise your vibrations as much as you can. We live in a three-dimensional world. It's a lower vibrational world, and this energy is a lower vibrational energy, and you have to rise above it. Once you rise above it and raise your vibrations above it, and you live there with living in joy and happiness, and with your vibrations higher, those spells and attacks won't affect you anymore because that's all low vibrational stuff. So as soon as you get your vibrations raised, then that's a how you get out of it. That's how you beat it. And you say, well, how do you do that? How do you raise your vibrations? I tell you, one thing that works good for me is I listen to upbeat music. I listen to all kind of music. I love all kind of music, and I listen to all kind of music. And I don't know, some of that Jethro, those old Jethro Tull and Led Zeppelin, and that's some of that stuff really rings a bell with me. I like a lot of it. Bob Seger, I like a lot of that old music, and I listen to a lot of that, and that'll raise your vibrations. And praying, praying a lot raises your vibrations. If you pray more than one time a day, if you pray twice a day or 3 times a day, that'll raise your vibrations right there. If you pray 2 or 3 times every day and you just listen to really upbeat music and you try to stay happy, what does it feel like when you're vibrating high? On that day when you're just you're out there and you're driving down the road and you just want to roll the windows down and turn the music up, and you know the songs on there, you know every word to it, and you want to sing along with it. That's when your vibrations are high. That's what it feels like to when your vibrations are up. That you can actually live there when you. That's what this 5D world is all about. This new earth. That's what it's all about. To live in that kind of a feeling all the time. Can you imagine that? To not be down and not be hung down and brung down and feeling bad and all of that. Can you imagine living like that? To living in that kind of a vibration? And they're saying, well, that might be pretty hard, but my job this, my job that. Really, you actually can manifest once you raise your vibrations and you keep them up and you live in a higher vibration, and you can literally manifest your living. You can manifest your money. You don't, and if you think that you can just keep going along like you're going, and a lot of people say, well, I can do that with affirmations. I'll just keep saying, I'll get on YouTube and I'll just keep saying affirmations over and over. And you'll be saying them till the cows come home, let me tell you. And you'll still be saying them. And guess what you're going to have? Goose egg. You got to raise those vibrations up. You got to, you've got to, you've got to move up to a higher vibration, and you got to stay there as much as you can. Now you're gonna come down. There's things but you got to bounce back as quick as you can. You got to pray often. I like to listen to good music. That's not the only thing. There's a lot of things that you can do. You can journal. You can garden. You can walk. You can exercise. You can do Tai Chi. You can do yoga. There's just tons of stuff that's high vibrational that you can do that'll get you on this path. I would pray and I would ask my guides to help me and explain, like, look, I want to get on this path and I want to manifest. I want to manifest my living. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this 3D world bringing me down. I want to, I want to, I want to live a better life than this. There's got to be something better than this, right? There's got to be something better than this. So this is what I want to do. And that's what I did. That's exactly what I did. And I'm working on it. I'm working on it. And I'm seeing signs of daylight at the end of the road. I'm not there yet, but I see signs of daylight at the end of the road. I hadn't really been doing it that long. And my journey is different than yours. Everybody's journey is different, and don't compare your journey to somebody else's journey. What I'm doing is totally different than what you're doing. You may not be one that's called to come here, and you might just be just a normal old guy. It's just called just to live your life. You may not have to do nothing, but just take it easy and be cool. Look at those tarot readers on YouTube. Watch those tarot readers on YouTube, and there's a lot of information right there. Believe it or not, if you pick a reader and you start watching one or two readers over and over again, your spirit guides will send messages to them for you, and you will actually get readings right there on YouTube from those readers, and you'll be surprised. I get readings from tons of them, tons of readers read my energy for some reason, and every time I get on there, I can look, and there's probably 50 or 60 or maybe more that are reading my energy that day. And that's hard to believe. I still don't understand it myself, but that's a true fact. And there's a lot of readers on there read my energy for some reason. But your guides will help you get those readings, and it'll tell you what you need to do. You can get information right there on what you need to do. You can learn about numbers, about what they call angel numbers, and when you start seeing synchronicities on your clocks, 555, 222, you start 111, you start seeing repeating numbers on that, 1010, 1212, 1111. All those numbers have a meaning. All you got to do is pick that phone up and just go to Google. What is the meaning of What's the spiritual meaning of 12:12? What's the spiritual meaning of 10:10? And when you notice that you start seeing those synchronicities, read what it says and start. That's an information for you to help you get onto that path and help you find your way to raising your vibrations and living in that higher consciousness. You'll learn a lot. You'll be surprised what you'll learn. You can learn a lot right there on YouTube. YouTube University is what I call it, and you can learn all kind of stuff there. But anyway, pressure is the main thing that I want to talk about today. That they use pressure to work to like create a reoccurring situation. They may use pressure. You may see something happen over and over and over again. You need to research that and find out what it is. Just start with the media we have today. You can mass media. You can Google it. You can figure it out pretty quick what that means. What kind of message they're trying to tell you. They're trying to tell you something, and you can help yourself get through it. And you won't have to go through the all of the problems I went through trying to figure it out. You know, I've already been through most of it, which means it's going to be easier for you. It seems like once one person gets through it, then the next person behind them, it's easier for them. And I know that's true with building stuff. I was in a construction business for a long time, welding fabrication business. You lose money the first time you build anything. My wife does upholstery. She has an upholstery shop. She'll tell you first time you do anything, it's hard. You struggle, you lose a lot. But then the second time, third time, then things get a lot easier once you catch on to what's going on. And so there's people that are waking up now after somebody's already been in front of them. It's going to be easier for you. But if you'll pay attention to the stuff I just mentioned, that I think it'll help you. I think it'll help you in the future. Okay, thanks for being with me this morning, and I wish you a good day, and I'll look for you on the next one. Good day.